Okay, so that's Hosier Lane. Hosier, for those of you trying to figure it out. And they set it up, probably about 20 years ago now. I didn't look up when they started it. And about once a year they paint over it, so restart. It's supposed to be about murals, graffiti murals, but it gets graffitied over a lot of the nice murals in there. And at night it turns into a bit of a crime scene and a lot of drug dealers and homeless people and that in there. So it's not really safe at night to go in there. Anyway, I won't talk too much about that. This is the art mode, dramatic mode 1, so it's in colour. It's a bit cinematic, this mode. I like this mode. And I don't know if you saw it last night, Julian just started doing some street photography with his Sony, and he's in Chicago, but he hasn't heard of Professor Hines, which I was a little bit shocked about. Professor Hines bounces backwards and forwards between New York and Atlanta, I think, or Georgia or somewhere, and he travels around America and he goes down to Amsterdam and London and backwards and forwards. He works for Adobe and Sony, and his Zeiss lenses work for him as well. He's more an educator on how to edit photos. Now, I've been following him for about 9 years now, and he's probably half the reason why I haven't brought a Sony so far. The only problem I ever see with these Sony people is they spend too much time at home editing their photos, but Professor Hines does great edits, and I have brought up about $500 worth of his presets over the last 4 years, but I don't use them anymore because I got rid of that Lightroom. The problem with his presets, you get about 15 or 20 of them in the pack, and only 1 or 2 of them seem to work that suit me, so that's why I stopped buying them. Anyway, it's nice to see you out there, Julian, doing some street photography. I love Chicago. If I ever had the money, I'd come up there. I might come up there in 2033 and just pop in and have a little photo shoot out there. As for street photography, my brand new, and I mean brand new, I don't buy too many brand new ones, this 30mm that was due to turn up on Thursday turned up today. The postie delivered it, and rather than put it down, he actually hand passed it to me. So I told him to toss it to me, that we were cleaning up, so he couldn't get to me. But the lens is great. I used it the other day for the first time in the macro, so I know what it's going to be like. And I've had a Sigma 30mm art lens on micro four thirds as well, and I've had that one now for around about 2 years. So it's a 60mm full frame focal lens. I'll do some street photography with it tomorrow, and because it's a macro one, it could still do street photography, and if you see something that's nice to macro, you can go up and do that, which is better than the Sigma one. Apart from that, it's been a pretty long day for me. I've been cleaning out my garage for the rent inspection, so I'm still struggling to get this house ready, but it's still getting better. And I'm not sure what I'll do with the street photography tomorrow. I might actually show you about the golden circle. I don't do the actual, a lot of the old ways of doing photography, you know, on noises and thing. You don't need to actually worry about street photography. If you've got a small lens, people don't think you're actually shooting at them, which is what I told Julian. He's got the Viltrox one that Matt Irwin showed me when we went for a photo walk in Melbourne a few months back now. And hopefully the weather stays good tomorrow. It's been sunny all day here, and then I had a light shower, and then I went back to being sunny, so it wasn't a bad day today. But if Julian's around, just look up Professor Hines. I'll put a link in there for you. Where I'm standing is just outside the exit to one of the office towers, and I've got this camera sitting on a pole, and I'm just standing behind it, so people walk past me a lot and they don't realise that I'm actually doing anything. But a lot of people do stand there with tripods, but you don't need a tripod. The pole I've got it on is about a metre high, and nobody's actually noticed what I'm doing. As you can see, they just walk past you. And as for Hosier Lane, when there's cruise ships around, the cruise ship people get a tour in there and they all go and have a look at it. And in daytime, there are actually shops that have got entrances in there as well. Apart from that, I am keen to try that 30mm lens tomorrow. If it's sunny, I might do some macro photos with it as well, and I might try some macro photos on some of the industrial stuff around the city as well, and show you another way of doing macro on it. It's not a bad lens. You can put it up to just under a centimetre away from things, so like a half an inch away from something, and you can shoot landscape with it, so it's not a bad lens. Anyway, I'm going to keep this video short. I've got to get back to cleaning. So stay safe, everybody. Don't worry about stressing out. And if you've got a camera, go do some street photography. It does help you a bit of creativity. It does help your mind settle down. Anyway, I'll put the link in there for Julian, and you can watch Julian's video, and you can see how he's doing his Sony camera. Now his Sony I really want to get is the A6000. I like that one too, but it's still a bit expensive, but I don't mind that camera. Alright, stay safe, people. I'll chat to you tomorrow.